Welcome to part 5 of this biplane blender tutorial series where we're creating this Boeing-Stearman Model 75. If you haven't seen the previous parts, then definitely check out the tutorial playlist linked in the video description. So in this part we're going to be modeling the tail wheel, and then we're also going to be modeling the Pitot tube, and the Pitot tube is used to measure airspeed, and it's going to be right here on the wing strut. Now before we start, I wanted to let you know about my Space Station Corridor Blender tutorial series. So that's a 5-part tutorial series, and it's all step by step and in real time, and I show you how to create this sci-fi space station corridor. So throughout the tutorial series, I cover the entire process, including modeling the sci-fi corridor, modeling all of the details, modeling the windows, doing the lighting, UV unwrapping, adding textures and materials, and then rendering the image and doing some compositing. If you're interested in learning more about the course, I'll have the course trailer video in the description and also the product pages linked in the description. So to model the tail wheel, I'm going to use the front wheel. So I'll select the front wheel, let's duplicate it and move it over here, and I'm going to move it into a new collection. We're going to call this tail wheel and create that collection. Let's open up the outliner and we'll put the tail wheel collection in the Boeing-Stearman model, and we can just minimize this so it looks a bit nicer. Let's also rename this, so this object is going to be called tail wheel. Now I don't want the mirror modifier, I just want one mirror modifier to mirror it over to the other side, but not the other side. So let's open up the side panel here, and we can delete the second mirror. The first mirror is used to mirror it over on that side, but the second mirror modifier is going to mirror it over to the other side of the airplane. Let's now hit Alt-G to clear the object's location. We can now move it over here and move it down, and because we cleared the object's location, you can now see it's in the very center. So let's go to side view, and I can bring it up, and then let's scale it way down, and then once you scale it down, make sure you apply the object scale. Now I do want a little bit more space here, so I'm actually going to move it slightly down farther than the reference, even though the reference kind of has it a little bit higher up. I just need a bit more space here, so I'm going to scale it down like that and just move it down a little bit, and then I'll apply the scale. So let's go into edit mode, and we can now model a hubcap. So we can actually model the hubcap in the same object's edit mode. So let's go to the vertex select and just select one of these loops here, and we're going to duplicate it and move it out. And we're going to scale it up a little bit bigger like that, and then we'll fill that face there. And then we're going to extrude the entire thing back and just bring it in back inside the wheel, and then we can delete the extra face there. So let's now select everything and recalculate the normals, and then let's go to the face select and select this front face. And we're going to inset the face a little bit, and then we're going to inset the face again, and then we're going to extrude it back in, and then we'll inset it again. Then we will extrude it back out so it's a little bit bigger, so just extrude that out there. So you can see now we have that little crease there in the hubcap, and then we're going to inset this one more time, and then back in object mode, let's shade it smooth. And I'm going to add one loop cut right there, so add a loop cut and drag that over so it looks a little bit more sharp. So there we go, we now have a nice little hubcap and it's on both sides. So I now want to add some bolts which are kind of around the hubcap, so I'm going to use Shift S, we're going to do cursor to selected, and that way if I go to the add menu, I can add a cylinder, and the cylinder is going to be in the center there. Now on the add cylinder settings, we're going to turn the vertices to 6. And then I'll go into edit mode and I'm going to scale it way down. Let's bring it forward and I'll scale it way down, and we can rotate it on the Y by 90 degrees, and we can just bring it in here. Now let's just bring this up like that, and we're just going to stick it up there. So now what I want to do is I want to be able to duplicate it and rotate it all the way around, but I want to rotate it from the center point. And that way each bolt is going to be evenly placed. So let's change the transform pivot point to the 3D cursor. We'll go to side view, we're going to duplicate it in edit mode, and then we'll rotate it by 90 degrees, and you can see it's been rotated from that point there, so it's evenly spaced on the edge. So back on side view, I'll select everything, we'll duplicate it, and we'll rotate it by 180 degrees. Then I'll select everything again, and I'll duplicate it and rotate it by 45 degrees. So now we have all those little bolts there on the outside. And then if we select the object, we also want to add a mirror modifier, and you can see now it's over there on the other side. And let's rename the bolts object. So this is going to be called tail wheel bolts. And make sure you move this into the Boeing-Stearman 75 and put it in the tail wheel. So I now want to create a cylinder piece which is going to come out, and then there's going to be another piece which will go up into the airplane. So we still have our 3D cursor in the center, so let's just add a cylinder, and then on the cylinder settings, let's turn it to 32 on the default, and then we'll go into edit mode, and we're going to scale the object way down, and we'll rotate it on the Y by 90 degrees. Let's bring it out here, and then we'll scale it way way down like that. We can also go inside here and delete the face, which is right here, because we don't need it, because you can't see it. And we'll scale the entire thing down a little bit and bring it out a bit. We can select this face and also bring this face out a bit. Let's now go to the vertex select. We'll select these vertices and we're going to add a bevel, and we'll add maybe like 4 cuts, place that there, and then we're going to shade it smooth. Now back in edit mode, we are going to select one of these loops. We'll duplicate the loop, bring it up, and we don't want to rotate it along the 3D cursor. So let's change the transform pivot point back to median point, and I can now rotate this on the y-axis, and we're going to type in 90. Let's go to side view, and I can scale it down, or we're just going to stick it right in here and make sure it's a little bit thinner so it can go inside that cylinder. And let's now drag it fully inside the cylinder, and then we can extrude the entire thing up. Let's select the entire thing and maybe scale it down a little bit and bring it back a little bit. And then we can also shade it smooth again. So back in edit mode, we can select this piece here, and let's bring it up a little bit farther. Now I want this piece to rotate around, and then it's going to rotate back up. So let's go to front view. What I'm actually going to do is hit Control 1, and that's going to go to back view instead of front view. And I can now just start to extrude this, and I can start to rotate it. And we're just going to have this rotate around so that the wheel has a bit of space. So just extrude it and rotate it so this curves around. And then we're going to start to curve it back the other direction. And we're going to extrude it and rotate it just so that it's on the very top of the wheel, above the wheel, and right about there. And then we can extrude the entire thing up, and we can extrude it up inside the body. And we'll hit Control 1 to go back to back view. We can box select the entire thing here, and maybe bring it down a little bit like that. You can also select some loops and rotate it in case any of the loops aren't really in the position that you want. And maybe I'll add another loop there just to kind of smooth out that rotation point. I'm now going to use Control 1 just to add a subdivision surface with just one level, so it's just a little bit smoother. So then we are also going to select this and we're going to rotate it over like this, but first I want to model the other piece and then we'll rotate that later. So let's go to the add menu in object mode, and we're going to add another cylinder. But then this cylinder is only going to have 6 vertices. So then we'll go into edit mode, we'll scale it way down, and back in object mode, we're going to move it up. Let's go to side view, and let's rotate it over and move it over like this. And then in edit mode, let's actually rotate it back and we'll scale it up a little bit like that. And then we'll rotate that over. So this is where this piece is going to go up into, just like that. Let's go into edit mode, and we're going to select this face. We're going to inset this face like that, and then we'll extrude the face back up right in there. And then if we go inside the body, we can delete this face and delete that face because we don't need those faces. We'll now add a subdivision surface with 2 levels. We'll shade the object smooth, and then we want to sharpen up some of the edges. So let's add a loop cut. We'll drag this loop cut right down there. We'll add another loop cut on the inside and drag this loop cut right down there. Let's also go into local view so we can just see the object better. And we're going to go to wireframe and just box select this part on the very back. And we're going to add a very small bevel just to sharpen up that endpoint. Also on the other side here, so on the front, we can box select this piece. We can add another bevel here, but this bevel is going to be quite a bit larger. So now we can go back out of local view. And before I rotate this piece over and stick it inside there, I'm going to go into edit mode. Let's actually go into local view so it's easier to see. And I'm going to go into edit mode and just box select the top here. And let's bring this part down. And then we're going to extrude it and scale it. And then we're going to extrude this up. And then let's just add a few loop cuts. So we'll add a loop cut right there, a loop cut right there to sharpen that up, and then maybe 2 more loop cuts right there and right there to sharpen that up. So let's now go out of local view. We'll go to side view, and I can just rotate this over like that and just stick it there so it goes back up into this piece. And this piece should be kind of moved and rotated over a little bit. Now, if you look right up here into this piece, you can see this isn't quite in the very center, so I want to move it over a bit. So we'll go into edit mode. We're going to box select the very top, and then we'll also box select that loop there and that loop there, and we'll select that loop and kind of move it over, deselect that loop and move this over as well, just like that, so it's in this very center. We can also deselect these loops here, and then we'll go to side view, and we just want to move this down a little bit so it's the correct size, just like that. And then I also noticed a small error. I don't know if this happened for you, but you can see the center got merged there. So we'll go into edit mode. Let's turn off the clipping and we'll drag this back a bit like that. And then if we select that loop right there, let's drag the loop forward, and then we can turn back on the clipping so it merges with the mirror. And then if we select everything, we'll bring it in. Just make sure you don't bring it in too far that it merges with the mirror. So just like that. All right, that's looking better. It is a little bit thick though. So what I can do is actually turn the clipping merge distance to a smaller number, and then I can drag this a little bit more forward like that. There we go, that looks a bit better. So we'll save the project again. So now let's model the Pitot tube, which can track the airspeed of the airplane. And it's gonna be right here on this strut. So let's center the 3D cursor, and we are going to add a curve. We'll add the Bezier curve. We'll bring the curve over. We'll bring it right over here and stick it on this side of the wing. And then we will rotate this over on the Y by 90 degrees. Let's go to side view, and I can rotate this over. Let's stick it right here and rotate this so it is much more straight. Rotate these handles so they're straight, and let's stick it right down here, and the Pitot tube is going to go here inside the wing here. And then let's go to front view and drag this over and make sure it's just right there, right up against that wing strut. And we also need to go to front view and rotate it so it's going slightly over this way, like that. So it's following up the wing strut. And let's drag this piece over a little bit higher so it's about halfway up the strut. Let's go to side view. We'll scale this down a bit, so scale the handle down, and then extrude it and rotate it, and have it go down a little bit, and then extrude again, scale it down and rotate it. Let's fix this a little bit so it's a little bit more smooth, so it's going to go up, then kind of hump over, and then go straight. Now I do want to have 2 of these tubes, so what we're going to do is move the tubes back a little bit. Also on the top here, let's rotate it so it's a little bit more straight. So rotate that over. It is going to be straight, but it is going to be angled to the side a little bit because this wing strut is also rotated. So we're now going to select all the handles in edit mode, and we're going to duplicate them and move them over on the x-axis, and then just kind of center that. So now we have 2 of them. Let's give it some thickness by going to the object data properties, and under the geometry bevel, let's just turn up the depth a bit, just like that, so we have those 2 little chords there. Now we're going to add a cylinder piece in the front, so let's just place the 3D cursor right here. We are going to search for a new cylinder. And on the cylinder settings, let's just change the vertices to like an 18. We'll scale this way down, and we're going to rotate it over by 90 degrees. We can also apply the scale. Then we'll go to side view, we'll drag this over, and in edit mode, we're going to scale it up a bit. Let's scale it down, and let's just bring it over like that. And then we'll go into wireframe. We're going to box select the cylinder piece here on the end. We're going to extrude it out. We'll scale it down a bit, bring it back a bit, and then we can extrude it out again like that. And then just kind of drag this over here. And also we can take the pipe piece or the wire piece and just rotate that so it fits a little bit better. And then let's take this piece and move it into the center. And also in edit mode, we need to scale it up a bit so it's a bit bigger, so the tubes can both go into it. And I'm going to select the end piece and drag the end piece back because it was a little bit long. So now let's just shade this smooth, and we're going to smooth it using the auto smooth. So in edit mode, let's go to the face select. We're going to select the front face, and we'll inset that front face. Then we'll go to side view, and we'll go to wireframe, and we're just going to extrude this right back there. So now it has a little hole there inside the Pitot tube. Now I also want to make some little connector pieces so that the wires is going to be connected to these struts. So I'll go into edit mode of the struts, and we're just going to select one loop. So let's go up to the very top of the strut. We're going to just select that entire loop there, and we'll duplicate it, and we'll just drag it down, and then we're going to separate it into its own object. So now we can select this object, it's its own object now, and I want to make sure I delete the mirror modifier because we don't want it to be mirrored to the other side. So we'll go to the modifiers and just delete the mirror. We'll go into edit mode and let's bring it down here, and let's bring it right here and just scale up a little bit so it's just covering the tube. So we're basically making like a cord or something which is going around the strut and the cord here to connect it together. So let's scale it up a little bit bigger, and then we are going to fill the face in the center. So just fill that face. And then we are going to extrude it down to give it some thickness, just like that. And let's also recalculate the normals. So now we're going to give it a subdivision surface modifier. Let's just shade it smooth after we add the subsurf. And I'm going to turn the viewport and render levels both to 1 on the subdivision surface. Then we can go into edit mode and we can add some loop cuts to give it more geometry and to kind of sharpen up the edges. So I'll add a loop cut right there. Let's also add another loop cut right there. And then if we go to the face select, we'll select the top face and inset it. And we'll select the bottom face and inset it, just like that. And then if we go to side view, we need to rotate this over because it was a little bit cocked. So like that, and maybe bring it down and scale it down a little bit. So we're now going to go to the face select, and we're going to select these faces here on the front. So select those 3 faces, It might be easier to do this in local view. So we'll go into local view and we'll select these 3 faces and those 3. So we have 6 total faces, and we're just going to extrude them out just like that. So now if we go out of local view, you can see that part has been extruded in there. So now that's where the wires are going to connect to. Let's go into edit mode of the wires. And if I just select these handles here, it looks like we need to move them over slightly over to that side. So now you can see we have that one little piece right there. So I now just want to duplicate it and make one more in the bottom. So in edit mode, I'm going to duplicate this, move it down here. Let's move it over and move it a little bit back and just place it in the correct spot. All right, so let's just rename these objects. So first I'm going to select all these objects here. So these 3 objects, we're going to move it into a new collection. And I'll rename this to Pitot Tube and click on create. And then the Pitot Tube collection, let's drag it up here and we're going to stick it inside the Boeing-Stearman Model. So there we go, we have the Pitot Tube, and then let's rename all the objects. So for the curve, I'm just going to rename the curve to Pitot Tube, and then I'll rename this front piece here to Pitot Tube Cylinder. And then on these little support pieces, I'll rename this to Pitot Tube Support. So we can just close the Pitot Tube collection. Let's save the project again, and that'll wrap it up for part 5 of the tutorial series. So I hope you're enjoying this so far, and thank you for watching. And if you'd like to help support the channel and purchase the finished tutorial project files, you can get that with the links in the description on my Gumroad store and my Patreon page. And some ways to help support the channel here on YouTube is by joining the YouTube memberships by clicking down there on that join button. So when you join the YouTube memberships, you'll be helping to support the channel monthly, and you'll get some cool perks here on YouTube. You can also use the super thanks feature here on YouTube to send me a little tip in the comments if you're enjoying this video. So in the next part, in part 6, we're going to get started with modeling the engine. So when that part is released, it'll be right up there on the end screen, and the link will be in the description. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.